So I went to go take a shower and the water didn't get warm. It was cold. I came down here and I looked in this little glass and the flame was not on inside of there. So for you beginners who don't know how this thing works, you have a pilot. All of these are made different but pretty much similar. This one's about 14 years old and made by American Proline Flame Guard. What else do we got? We got over here, it says American Water Heater Company. You got a model number and a serial number. Before you guys try to go get a part, always take a picture of your model number, serial number, so they could locate the correct part. For the beginners who don't know how this works, first you're going to want to shut off your gas line. This is on because it's going up and down. This is off. So now I have killed the gas off this. Don't worry about electrical right here. You can go shut off your power if you're worried about it, but there's only about 12 volts going to this little igniter. It's not going to kill you or anything. Nothing's going to electrocute you here. Now, unfortunately, mine is pretty hard to get into over here. Yours might be a little bit easier. The reason I say it's hard, I got all these wires going here. This is not bendable. I undid the 2 screws and I need to get to that igniter. There's a little igniter inside of there and it turns red hot. It's probably about 2 inches long and it's connected to this copper looking line for me. And when it's connected in there, I just need to unscrew it here. And you could pick these up at like hardware stores. They usually carry the most common models. So the hardware store, you're gonna wanna take this piece with you. Oh, look at that, there's some numbers on there and stuff. Notice or something. Oh, those aren't numbers, that's just some writing. Anyways, you're gonna wanna remove these, but first things first is turn off your gas line. Unscrew the 2 screws, and you're gonna remove this screw here, right here. Sorry, I turned my flashlight on. You're going to want to unscrew this screw here after you've turned off the gas. Unscrew this one here and this one here. And then your igniter right here, it probably snaps off somewhere or another. I got to look at this thing a little bit better. But once you remove all of these, you'll be able to slide this compartment out. And a quick trick, what I did here, because I had to go in the morning and the kids couldn't take a bath in the morning or shower, whatever you call it. I took a nail file and I was able to get into the compartment here for the glass. I pried this out without breaking it, and then I slid this glass up. So I was able to get in there, but for working out of like a little 1x1, if you're desperate to get hot water, you see how I pulled that up? And you could look inside of there. The igniter is inside there. I think it's that copper one, that copper looking thing. So what you're gonna wanna do, I got a bunch of soot on it. So what I did is I reached in there and I sanded it back and forth. Let me just show you guys how this works. Hold on. Let me sand this. You know what? You see a bunch of soot on there on the one. You see that white stuff? That's soot all over it. So I can't get to it. So I'm actually going to pull mine out and then sand it off. Tomorrow I'm going to go get a new one. I'm just going to change the damn thing once I get in here. But I just want to explain this to you guys if you guys are desperate. You could sand it if you can get to it. Maybe yours is easier to get to. Try to clean it off. Just little nail file or something. Don't break it. It's very it can be brittle. So what you're going to want to do when you get over here to your pilot, for you guys who don't know what you're doing, you see this little you see this little notch, how they made it where you could now release the gas and hit the igniter. And at the same time, when you're holding that down and you're hitting that igniter, let me see if I got flame yet. You can see what's happening. I'm trying to release gas to it and ignite. Oh, I turned the gas off. Gas back on. I'm trying to make a video for you guys and I'm not even thinking correctly. All right, back at here again. Sorry about that. All right, so you could turn this and it says on, off. Now I'm on. I'm gonna hold this down and I'm gonna push that igniter at the same time. You guys can see what's happening. I'm gonna show you in real time. There it is. I am holding that red button down. See how that flame is on in there? I am holding that red button down. You actually have to hold it anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds so that it can heat up. And when it does heat up inside of there, am I still on? Yeah, I'm still on in there. You see that? It's still on. So it's actually heating it and heating the hell out of it. So when it's heating it, it's turning red hot. I'm just gonna wait, trying to kill some time here. Letting it turn red. Once I decide to let go and that flame stays on, I can let go of the red button and I'm gonna turn it on. The flame will heavily increase. Last night when I tried to do this and get it to go, before I sanded just a little bit, but like I said, I can't get to it real good. If you guys can get to it, sand it. You should be good for a little while. It went out after about 5 hours. So my family had about hot water for about 5 hours. So cleaning your thermocouple, it's called. It's called a thermocouple, and it's spelled real weird, but just Google that, you'll find it. When you heat that sucker, it would stay on. But okay, let me try to let this go. Let's see what happens. Oh, it went out. Jesus. I'm just gonna clean this and show you guys how it's done. Here, when I went to unscrew this, the tread was actually backwards. Go figure. So watch out for that. See how I'm going in forward? That's supposed to be reverse. Anyways, got that off. Thermocouple is attached to, so I got that. I had to pull it down a little bit. It was pretty deep in there. And this one unscrews the correct way that it should, which is counterclockwise. I think that's my gas. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that's the gas, and I don't know what the hell that one is. Anyways, whatever it is, we're unscrewing it. We'll get in here. We're going to clean that off. Tomorrow I'm going to redo this again. I just need hot water tonight so my family can take a bath or shower, whatever you want to call it. But I am going to replace that tomorrow, and we're going to be good as new. Igniter just popped off just like that. I looked at how it was made, and it just clips on the back. Yours might be different, so all I got to do is leave it loose. I've got this unscrewed, I've got this unscrewed, and this one is hand unscrewed. If you smell gas or something while you're opening this, stop what you're doing and make sure your valve is sideways. All right, so now I'm going to pull. Sorry for the really close video, you guys. I'm really doing this by myself, and it's tough. Oh, there goes the cap. Now I can move this. I'm showing you guys what's happening. Let me get over here. Got everything unscrewed. Now I just have to wobble this out. There you go. I'm pulling the sucker out. Your burner. Oh, look at that, guys. I got soot all over this. It wouldn't hurt to clean this while you're in here. This is the problem right here. You see that igniter right there? I'm sorry, not igniter. I called it an igniter. Let me show you guys what's in here anyway so you guys could see. So you got your wire right here that goes to your igniter. That's this thing right here. I don't know if this is the gas. I believe that might be the gas release for this darn thing. I'm sorry. Taking a bad video here. I'm not even aiming at what I need to be talking about for you guys. Shit. Anyways, all right. We're getting rid of all that. We're going to clean this off. Clean all that off. That's just crap all over your burner. But right here, this thing that turns red hot. Look at it. It's white. It's caked up. I'm going to take this nail file. I'm recording this for you guys. All right. And I'm just going to clean off this igniter. So we got... And if you do this, you're probably going to be good. But I'm not taking no chances. I'm just going to clean the damn thing and go get a new one. I'm sorry. I'm going to go get a new one. But don't push too hard on this because you can crack that thing. I know I have a buddy who's cracked one before, a thermocouple on a stove. He was pushing too hard. But I'm going to clean the hell out of this while I'm not recording. And I'm just going to sand it real softly. And then we're going to put it back together. And we're going to check out if it works or not. Got everything sanded off like I want it. I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. I measured the copper wire because they make different sizes. So I measured how it went this way, that way, and back that way, and to right here. And I got about an estimate of about 27 inches. So I'm probably looking for a 30 inch, I'm guessing, because they make a 60 inch and a 30 inch. And you're going to want to probably take this off and take it with you to the hardware store, just in case, if it's not too much trouble for you. You're going to have to take the thing out anyway. So you got one screw right here. You're going to take that off, unclip it right here. So you got one screw, unclip it there. And that's about it. So pull that sucker out of there and then take it with you to the hardware store. Ready to put this thing all back together. Let's see if this works. I'll point out, you see this little spiky looking thing right here? That has to slide in right there. There's a little groove. Let me show you guys with the screwdriver. That slides in. Can you guys see that? It slides in right over there into there. There's a little slit. That's got to go in there so it holds it in place correctly. You guys didn't catch this in the beginning. If you want to find out what parts you need, you're going to want to take this information with you. Serial number, model number, who's the manufacturer, or take the part in with you. Take them all with you when you're going to look for it. If you're searching it online, you can just search in your model number and all kinds of stuff will pop up. Companies that will help you with phone numbers where you can get live customer service help. They're happy to sell you the part and they want to give you the correct part. Anyways, we're ready to turn this back on right here. We got everything all put back together. Let's hope this works. turning the gas line back on. And we are gonna hold the pilot down and ignite. Let's see if we ignite. We're already on, it's lighting. And I'm gonna wait about 60 seconds and then we're gonna see what happens when we let go. I think I've been holding this for about a minute and 30 seconds. Actually, accidentally let go at like 35, 40 seconds, and it turned off. But the whole thing you're doing right now is leaving it on like that because you're making it blistering red hot. I'm gonna let go. Hopefully the flame stays on, and it does. I've released my hand, and now I am going to turn this up so the flame can go on. I think it's that way. There you go. The flame is now on, and the thermocouple is doing what it's supposed to do. But I'm still gonna replace it like I told you guys. And tomorrow we're gonna fix that. Hopefully this video helped you out on getting your furnace going or understanding how to change the part. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Anyways, mine is working just fine, but if yours happens to go out, you need to replace that thermocouple. At the end of the day, that's what you gotta do. Go get a new thermocouple, install it. That's the most common problem that makes your flame go out like that. And again, hopefully this video helped you out. Give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.